Hey everybody, it's John Hope Bryant. I'm driving myself today. That's true empowerment. And I'm looking at the roads. I'm not looking at you, so please excuse me. That's safe driving. Never, ever, ever drive unsafe. John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and CEO of Operation Hope. It's the pop call on Tuesday. And I'm heading to the office for Operation Hope downtown here in Atlanta, talking about or doing a podcast at the office and then working all day. But I wanted to hit you with a video on the one word series. I do this series from time to time dealing with one word that's important. And excuse me, everybody commenting, I won't be obviously to acknowledge you. I'm driving. This time I am driving, but I'm not looking at you because I'm driving safe. I will comment later. So the one word series, victim. You're not one. So does that mean that you were not victimized? No, it does not mean that. Does that mean that somebody's not trying to take advantage of you? It does not mean that. Does that mean that the world is not conspiring against you? Well, the world's not conspiring against you, but that doesn't mean somebody in the world or a group of somebodies in the world are not conspiring. No, it does not mean that. There are people, I'm sure, player hating you. People are player hating me today just because I have achieved something maybe that they have not, and they don't feel good about that because they don't feel good about themselves. Hurt people hurt people. But I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. You're not a victim. You're a victor. I want to get this to your head because I can't help you. Operation Hope cannot help you. The books that I've written for you cannot help you. The tools that I have designed for you to help you take your life back. The MEMO is coming out in September that will help you transform your life. None of that stuff will help you. None of that stuff can help you as long as you have a victim mentality. I can't get this, stress this enough. You've got to get your mental software in a new place. Once again, somebody's going to say that John Bryant is whitewashing the history. I'm a victim. Let me tell you something. Well, the minute you say you're a victim, your so-called victimizer has won. Why? Because they've now convinced you that you're less than. They've now convinced you they've got some control over you. Hello? Do they have, I'm sitting at the light so I can talk to you. Do they have control over you? Hey, Divine Ford. Do they have control over you? The answer is no. But whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're absolutely right. And I'll tell you something else. You're giving them control over your life when you give them dominion over your spirit and your mind. And when you're a victim, the glass of your life is half empty. When you're a victor, the glass of your life is half full. It's the same glass. I'm going to repeat that. When you have a victim mentality, the glass of your life is half empty. When you're a victor mentality, the glass of your life is half full. It's the same glass. It depends how you look at it. What did Ambassador Andrew Young say about this lesson of financial literacy I'm trying to give everybody? To live in a system of free enterprise and not to understand the rules of free enterprise must be the very definition of slavery. Now, that's one take on it. But here's another take. This is Reverend Murray saying this. It's not what people call you. It's what you answer to that's important. And never, ever, ever answer out of your name. And then I added, to argue with a fool proves there are two. Now, that just sort of caps, if you have, here's victimization. Here's slavery. No. If you have a victim mentality, your get up and goes got up and went, you believe the world's all set against you, and you never got a course in financial literacy to understand how this world actually works, and you're living in the modern world today where it's all about aspiration, and as a result of that, you've got a mentality of surviving, hello, not thriving. You've got a survivor's mentality, not a thriver's mentality. Guess which mentality is going to win in 2017? A thriver's mentality. A survivor's mentality is the glass half empty. The thriver's mentality is the glass half full. go ask yourself which one of these mentalities do you have? Not just today, every day of the week, because you got to get up every day and put that armor on. You got to get up every day and put that hope on. You got to get up every day and put that sense of accomplishment on. The sense of over, around it, through it. I'm going to get to it, and nothing's going to stop me from doing it. Is that your mentality? If that's not your mentality, then you are not suited and booted to win it. And so here's this, and just so you're clear that this is not about minorities, this Caucasian dude that works at a really nice place, has a good job. His wife came down with an ailment, and I feel for him. Young couple starting out their career, starting out their life together. He loves his wife. She comes down with an ailment, and she's in the hospital for an extended period of time. And what I told him is, your wife, and he's depressed, he's distressed, he's down on himself, he's not feeling good about his life. And what I said to him is, look, man, you got to change your approach to life, because now it's not about you, it's about your wife and your unborn child. You got to get your head together, get your head back in the game, and get your head out of your own game, because he's now convinced himself that he's a victim. He's now convinced himself that his wife has been unfairly targeted. And now he's done. Do you know who dies in hospitals? People who walk in there and say, I won't leave. I can't win this. I can't win this. I can't beat this disease. 50% of your chances of surviving that are already done, because you've got a victim mentality. You've got, and victim mentality, by the way, is a business. It's an industry. There are people who are separating you from your wallet by convincing you that you are a victim. There are entire industries, there are entire groups of people that are thriving because you convince yourself that all you can do is to survive. That they're thriving because you're surviving. Is that the legacy for your life? No, it's not. Is that who you are? No, it's not. Is that all you can be? No, it's not. So this guy is now become more of the sympathy focus in his life than his wife. His wife's going through some horrible stuff, but he can't help her because he can't help him. If I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. If I don't feel good about me, I can't feel good about you. If I don't respect me, I'm not going to respect you. If I don't love me, I don't have a clue how to love you. And if I don't have a purpose in my life, I'm going to make your life a living hell. Sergio says, be careful driving. Thank you very much. I was careful. As you saw, I didn't look at the camera when I was driving. But I had something to say to you, and I wanted to make sure. Hey, Garnett, she says, I'm a thriver. And Rakita says, you're right about putting that armor on, the whole armor on. She actually says, read the Bible, and gives you the actual section of the Bible. That's my cousin, by the way. Delmar says, true. Misery loves company. You guys getting what I'm saying? Hey, Ron, tell me what in the comments. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? Is that I'm not trying to deny. Some people love their pain. You get me? Some people love their pain. They love the drama. Hey, JL, wearing your bracelet. They love the drama. They love the fact that they are woe is me, because they don't have to do anything. They don't have to get up and go attack this world, because they're convinced that they're why go to sleep? I just have to get up. why rest? I'm just going to get tired. Why go get a job? I'm just going to get fired. I mean, what kind of mentality is that? But you've got a group of people who really, they don't want to get up and face the challenges, because they think they're already defeated. You are not. Mary said she needed this message today. You are not defeated. That to make a mistake is to not be a mistake. To screw up doesn't make you a screw up. In fact, I'm going to tell you something, victors. Rainbows only follow storms. Did you hear me? You cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. John Gillard says 100. Okay, never defeated. Ursula says never defeated. That as I say in my book, Love Leadership, life is 10% what life does to you, and 90% how you choose to respond to it. The question is, what kind of response are you going to have? That's the question. How do you respond to life? How do you respond to pain? How do you respond to insensitive people, insecure people, people who are player hating you, people who are stepping on your head to elevate themselves. My friend Carolyn Young, I apologize in advance for the choice language. I got to tell you what she said. Ambassador Andrew Young's wife, Carolyn Young, told me one day when somebody was messing with her, she said, I refuse to let you piss on my head and call it rain. She said, I refuse to let you pee on my head and call it rain. No, let's call it what it is, what a TI is, right? So she takes herself seriously, takes life seriously, but not herself seriously. But she also does not let anybody step over her, malign her, mistreat her. She's not going to argue with that person, because to argue with a fool proves there are two. Hey, Angela Carew, she says she likes the message today. To argue with a fool proves there are two. It's not what people call you, it's what you answer to that's important, and never, ever, ever answer out of your name. So, am I trying to rob you of the victim title? Yes, I am. Because if you don't overcome that, you can't overcome anything else. And this world has you held hostage. They've convinced you that you cannot win. One word. You're not a victim, you're a victor. I've got to go upstairs in a minute to do a podcast interview. My office is like, where are you? But I wanted to make sure that you got this one word today, because without this, I can't do anything else. Without this, the software, the MEMO, the software how the power can save capitalism, the software of love leadership, the software of banking on our future, the software of my friend, let me see, Susan Taylor's book, In the Spirit, won't work. The software of Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis won't work. The software of the book, The Road Less Traveled by Scott Peck won't work. The software of The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell won't work. The software of Reginald Lewis and his autobiography, First Black Billionaire, won't work. The software that Oprah Winfrey's trying to infuse in you won't work. The software that Jay-Z's new video on financial literacy and financial freedom, which if you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it. You listen to any hip hop song, listen to that one. Just came out on his album 444. If you don't listen to that, if you don't get this mental software, that's just entertainment for you, not a lesson. He said I can give you $1 million or $9.99. He was talking about download this wisdom and change your life. But if you don't change how you think, then nothing can help you move in another direction. I give a homeless guy $1 million. He'll be broke in 6 months. Because nothing changed here, and nothing changed here, and nothing's going to change here. Because the Bible says a fool and his money will be soon parted. I have to go to this interview. But I hope that I breathed and poured something into you today in this short 10 minutes on my way to the office. That the reason I came up from nothing, up from Compton, California, South Central LA, homeless for 6 months of my life, lost my best friend George when I was 10 years old and he was 18, saw my uncle run over by a drunk driver when I was 4 or 5 years old. Mom and dad divorced when I was 4 or 5 years old. Mom left my dad because he was beating on her. Good man, but he shouldn't have touched her. A life of abysmal failure. Yeah, me. Failure. Trying, failure with an occasional success, because success has 1,000 mothers and failure is a bastard child. Nobody remembers my failures, but I'm telling you that my life is not about my successes, it's about how I overcame my failures. Because you cannot grow without legitimate suffering. So if you cannot handle being victimized, somebody player hating you, tripping on you, messing with you, then you cannot succeed, because you don't know how to fail. You don't know how to take no for vitamins. You don't understand that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. I'm trying to suit you up to win. I'm out.